Hi, I wanted to reach out to you today to talk to you about suicide and depression. Depression is something that I've suffered with off and on most of my life. I'm in my mid-50s. And I learned that my great-grandfather killed himself 100 years ago. And depression definitely runs in my family. But it's not something we really learned about or talked about. Depression is something that people think that you can just think your way out of. I've always been a very positive person. People who know me know that about me. And I look on the bright side of life. I try very hard to always keep my spirit up and keep going. But through a series of events, with relationships and work and some major illnesses that I had over the years, I got to a point about 4 years ago where I couldn't hang on. I had what is called a mental break. And I learned about this term through a book that I read earlier this year. I found it at my local library called The Myths of Suicide by Thomas Joyner. This book changed my life because I realized that depression is the leading factor in suicide. Joyner says that 100% of people who suffer with suicidal thoughts have a mental disorder, which is very common and can be helped. So my message to you today is to get help now. I waited so long because I was ignorant, I was ashamed, I didn't want to tell anybody. But on the day that I was seriously planning to do something, I was just in hysterics. And I realized I had to tell somebody. So I started telling people. And they were so uncomfortable. They could not talk about it at all. And I realized that they didn't understand my illness. And it wasn't their fault. So I just kept going for like 4 years. And then finally I read this book and I realized, even though I'd gone to my doctor and my doctor had tried to get me on medication, I had refused because I thought, well, this is something I should be able to pray about. And I did pray. I prayed for years, several hours a day sometimes. And it helped a little bit, but it didn't solve the problem. And once I started taking medication, oh my, I could feel the medicine correcting my brain. So the other thing I want to tell you today is that depression is a medical illness. It's biological. And we need to learn about it. We definitely need to talk about it in this country. And I want to talk about it. What I can tell you is that, as Joyner says, most people who suffer from depression and suicidal thoughts are not crazy. You're not crazy. You just need help. And I urge you to seek help through your doctor, a therapist, and you can also call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And let's see, where do I have that number? And that phone number is 1-800-273-TALK 8255. So I will talk to you again, but I just wanted to let you know that there is hope and you can get through this. I need you. And this is part of my therapy for me, is to reach out and help you. Because once you've passed through that door of wishing you were never here, life changes for you and you realize how important it is to stop fighting, to stop blaming, to stop being angry, and to look at everyone with love, including yourself. God bless you and have a good day.